and welcome to the Liberty Lowdown. I'm Kay Walsh.
And I'm Jenni Smith.
Wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining us again. Let's get started.
L is for love. What are we loving on this week's Lowdown? We are loving a brand new print by Liberty Fabrics called Tudor Belle. That iconic black and white building that we all love so much has made its way onto fabric, and it's very, very exciting news. We are loving it a lot. As you can see, the print has details of the building and really nice little touches like the weather vane, which is actually on the top of the real life store. Then it's got this beautiful floral design surrounding it, which has been redrawn and is called Margaret Annie. It's a classic, we love it very much. We used it in the book. The height of the building looks like it's about 2 inches, so many creative possibilities for quilters, incorporating it into different block designs. Equally, from a distance it looks like a modern geometric print, so on garments it would be super cool as people get up closer to then see what's actually going on. It's just charming, it's exciting, it's inventive. There are 4 colourways, but I'm pretty confident it will keep reappearing because from what we can see online there's already a huge buzz about that. But as always, what happens with Liberty Fabrics, if you fall for something you have to buy it because you just never know. We predict these are going to sell out super fast because they're just so unique and special. So via the links below, click through and pop some in your basket. It's one of those prints you're going to be really sad if in years to come you haven't got any in your stash.
I is for interiors. As you might remember from one of the previous episodes, I also like a little bit of crochet as well as sewing and other bits and pieces. And one of the things I made was this little puffin for Jenni. He's called Gareth, he's very cute. Whilst browsing the Liberty website the other week, I came across this little beauty. It's a crochet case. And if you go onto the website, it unfortunately doesn't give you a load of information about how the little bag looks on the inside. So I had to order one so I could show you.
The case itself has 2 compartments. The front zipped one opens up and you can store your crochet hooks and scissors, bits and pieces like that. It's the smaller one, and then the larger one at the back again is opened by a zip and is really quite spacious. As you can see here, I've managed to get in a few balls of yarn, so you could put in whatever it is you're working on at the time, and there's plenty of space in there. You can put other bits and bobs, and you might even fit in the project that you're working on, like Gareth here. He fits in there along with those balls of yarn, as you can see. So yeah, a nice decent space. It's got some lovely details like the piping along the edges. It feels like a well-made thing, and the fabric is obviously lovely and soft. So what if you're not into crochet? Well, how about popping your makeup brushes in there? It'd make a lovely little makeup or toiletry bag as well.
The case is £16, which didn't seem too bad for either a gift for a friend or a gift for yourself. It comes in a few different prints which you can check out by the links below. I went for the Tresco fabric, as we've already said in previous episodes. It's definitely one of my favourites. This colourway is beautiful and nice and bright, so yeah, a lovely gift for either you or someone that you love.
B is for book, and in the book Quilting with Liberty Fabrics we designed the quilt behind us this week, which is called Geo. It represents the 1980s. It is jam-packed with gorgeous Liberty florals from that period of time, many of them that were first printed in that decade. That kind of Laura Ashley vibe that Liberty just pulls off so well and still makes look cool and modern, I think. So it's a perfect quilt for mixing lots of different fabrics. I chose over 30 prints to put into this one because I got very excited when we were designing this quilt. It's like, oh, then there's this one, then there's this one. Couldn't choose, put them all in. So a good one for scrap busting as well. And yeah, really, really fun to make, wasn't it?
Yeah, and all those prints just seem to somehow work together, don't they? That was this quilt more than any, I think, in the book just showed. It doesn't matter how many Liberty prints you sometimes throw at a project, it just works together, doesn't it?
Yeah, and we'd love to see, actually, we did colour it with a totally dark background as well, like a nice Essex linen grey or something, and then pops of colour, which if somebody was to make one day, that would be perfect. But another beautiful version has popped up in the world.
Yeah, Sarah Ward has made one, which we've seen on Instagram, in actually, not in the Tana Lawn this time, but in a whole selection of the Liberty quilting cottons, and it looks ace, doesn't it? Really lovely.
Yeah, I'd love to see it in real life, as always with all these quilts, but it's just that magic feeling when you've designed something and put it out into the world, and then you see how someone else
interprets
it. It's so pleasurable, isn't it? And it does, it looks gorgeous. So here's the Geo quilt for the book.
E is for exciting news. We wanted to let you know that our Aurifil collection of threads will be with us at Festival of Quilts on the Aurifil stand. There are 10 small spools of beautiful Aurifil thread in this collection, which go wonderfully with loads of the quilts from the book.
Yeah, it's 50 weight thread, so you can piece with it and your seams will lay amazingly flat. You can quilt with it as well. And we just chose the colours that we use the most and that work really well with Liberty Fabrics. When you've got lots of different colours, then a thread that blends in with those is ideal. They're always available in our own shop, jennysmith.co.uk. There might be some show specials and they'll be there at Festival of Quilts, as will we, in the gallery and on the Aurifil booth.
R is for retro. Let's have a look back at this print, which has a bit of a personal significance for me. Quite a few years ago, I bought some of this fabric and decided I needed to use it in a top. So as you can see, I've incorporated it into this Camber hack. So the Camber pattern from Merchant Mills is a favourite of mine. I've used it loads of times. It's a really versatile pattern, a really nice basic kind of t-shirt style. So for this version I added a longer sleeve, and I've hacked the back of it, which you can hopefully see here, into a cross back pattern. The front and sleeves of the top are made from a lightweight jersey, and then the neckband and the back are made from the Liberty Tana Lawn, and they work well together because they're of a similar weight. I chose this fabric because I absolutely love it. It's got tiny little books on it. I love reading, and I kind of think of this top as my book club top. I'm in a book club, which I love, get together with my friends and have a good chat and a drink, but I love reading as well. So this print really sang out to me. I thought, yes, that is amazing, I'm gonna have it. So I used it for the top, and then I also used it recently in my Love and Kisses block for Suzanne and Lisa's Transatlantic Love and Kisses quilt. When I shared it on Instagram, I didn't actually know what the print was called, and luckily for us, Sally Kelly came to the rescue and said that's one of my prints, which then of course made perfect sense because Sally's prints are beautiful. This one is called Dr. Tulloch, and Sally told me that she named it after her brother once he'd passed his PhD, which again is a brilliant story and makes the print even more special. As it's a retro print, obviously unfortunately it's not in stock anymore, but now you know the name of it like I do, Dr. Tulloch, you might be able to go and find a little piece somewhere. If you do, let me know, and let me know what you might make with it.
T is for Tana Lawn. Before we get to that though, this is also a Camber top in Liberty Chambray, which we'll get to in another episode. But like Kay said, it is a really good staple dressmaking pattern from Merchant and Mills. But Tana Lawn, what did we mention last time that Jenny had in her basket that she was loving was Papercut Petals, and as you know we have very little resolve between us, so I've been shopping this week and I have got myself 3 meters of this fabric. I'll tell you, when you're shopping online, sometimes red is the hardest colour for websites to register properly, so I thought it was perhaps a little bit darker, but actually I really like this corally colour, and I think especially with the yellows and the blues it works really nicely. Another Alexa frill dress, Possibly, we'll see. And also, whilst I'm on that, thank you very much for everybody who commented whether I should include a frill or no frill on my blue Alexa frill dress. The general consensus was no frill, which has saved me some work, so it's nearly finished, just doing those last stitches on the hem, and then I can share it with you.
Y is for Your Makes. Florence Knapp, Flossy Tea Cakes, is joining us in the Liberty Gallery at Festival of Quilts in a few weeks' time. Check out her Etsy shop where you can buy her beautiful prints and cards like this one. She's got a wide range on there and they're just so lovely. We'd really appreciate it if you go and give her some love and support by checking those out. Please let us know what you've been making with Liberty Fabrics. We'd love to hear what you've been up to. So comment below so we can go and take a closer look. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe down below by hitting the little bell. We're going to sign off a little differently this week for our very good friend Suzanne Campion. So it's good night from me.
And it's good night from her. Bye!